Hi guys, welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV. This is the instant match reaction after the Tottenham Hotspur 3, Brentford 1 mega game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I've been doing the watch along all on my own. I'm a little bit lost for words really, but the key parts are Tottenham did enough. The first half, Spurs were outstanding actually and should have been about 5 goals up at half-time, but instead it was 1-1. We conceded after 23 seconds. We stood off a cross. The ball came in from, I think, Lewis Potter on the left, and Mbeumo with an absolutely outstanding left-footed volley into the roof of the net. And at that point, it felt like, well, this is Tottenham. We're watching just yet another Tottenham game when Ange Postecoglou is under a bit of pressure. We need a win, and we do not get off to a good start. And it felt like it was going to be a long afternoon. But from there, it is fair to say that Tottenham really went for it. 100% they went for it. Full tempo, full belief, full ability, 1- and 2-touch stuff, triangles, 1-2s. Really, really impressive performance. And after 7 minutes only, we equalised. And Dominic Solanke got off the mark for his new club. And trust me, when your transfer fee is 65 million pounds, you need to be scoring early and ideally at your home ground as well. And Solanke did that. It was some good play from Maddison breaking into the box. Used his strength. The ball got caught under his feet a little bit. Got a shot off. The keeper makes a disappointing save. I think Flecken will be upset with himself. And it breaks straight into Solanke, who sweeps it home. And the relief within the stadium, and certainly in this studio with me and our producer Sam, was palpable. 1-1 for Solanke. And then in that first 10 minutes, Tottenham were just all over them and should have scored good chances in the first 10 minutes for Sonny, for Brennan Johnson. And it looked like it wasn't going to be Brennan Johnson's day because he had a good chance down the right-hand side, cutting the onto his right foot and trying to hit it into the far left-hand corner, and it went just wide. And at that point, you think, is it going to be another one of those days lacking confidence for Brennan Johnson? But no. In the 27th minute, a transition, Johnson able to run at pace at his fullback, gets the ball out of his feet, takes it just to the right of the fullback to get a yard, and hits a Harry Kane-esque beautiful finish, bottom left-hand corner, bang! Absolute beauty from Johnson. He gave it the big shush to the fans, to all those people at home, the keyboard warriors who've been telling him he's not worth the transfer money. Well, I say to you that he is a raw, young talent who we have to get playing in his best positions, get him driving at pace, at defenders, in transitions, so that he can make brilliant crosses, brilliant crosses and instinctive finishes. That's what he's great at. If you give him too much time to think about it, I'll tell you what, quite similar to Sonny, but on the other side. Instinctive players who have muscle memory of what to do in the right areas. But if you give them too much time to think about it, often it doesn't quite go right. So that was 1-1, 27 minutes. Then after 35 minutes, there was a beautiful ball from Brennan Johnson, whose tail was up at this point, put in Deki Kulusevski, but his chance was blocked. And I have to say, the first half of this game was littered with Brentford just getting their bodies on the line, blocking shots left, right and centre. Tottenham Hotspur were unlucky. They should have been 4 or 5 up, but it wasn't until... when was it? Hold on, I've written something wrong there. It wasn't until... When was it? That's it. The 27th minute, sorry, when Brennan Johnson scored that second goal. I've already said that, 2-1. And then in the second half... Okay, calm down. Second half, it became a battle. It became drudgery. I think Thomas Frank and Brentford made some tactical tweaks. They weren't as open. They weren't playing as much around the back or as dangerously as they were in that first half. And Tottenham were not making as many chances. And as a result, actually, the first thing of note that happened in that second half was in the 59th minute, when Vicario came for a big, deep cross, and he should have caught it easily. It comes to about 16 yards out, but instead, his momentum is too much. He goes to catch it, he drops it, it bounces, and then when the ball is out of the box, he sweeps it with his hand. A handball outside the box, and I'm sorry, but in this day and age, often you get a red card for that. And somehow, I do not know what went on, but the VAR didn't call it back. And actually what was given was a free kick to Tottenham and a yellow card for a Brentford player in the halfway line. So it'll be really interesting to see what that was all about, because if that is not like for an earlier foul or an offside, and I cannot see how it would be, then Thomas Frank in the post-match will be absolutely steaming. I'm sure of it, because that was a huge moment in the game. It was only 2-1 to Spurs at the time, and Brentford would have had a free kick in an incredibly dangerous area, and potentially they would have had Tottenham down to 10 men. After that, 62 minutes, Maddison beat 3 players beautifully in midfield. And I have to say, James Maddison was my man of the match during this game. He was absolutely outstanding. He took the game by the scruff of the neck. He consistently tried to beat players in midfield, to beat the press, and was brave consistently. And in the 62nd minute, he beat 3 players in midfield, put Sonny through. Little bit worryingly, Sonny was through, but the defenders caught him up. But he did the right thing. Laid in Brennan Johnson, who made a good run on his outside. But Sonny had just put a tiny little bit too much on the pass. And as a result, Johnson had a shot from the right-hand side, but only probably about 8-10 yards out, and he just scuffed it across the front. And in the end, it ended up half a shot and half a cross, and Solanke couldn't get on the end of it. And I would say that was an easier chance, for Brennan Johnson than the chance with which he scored in the first half. And you could tell that he was absolutely gutted about missing it. But good news is he's getting himself in the right areas, and Sonny did the right thing. Today, I'd say overall, there were many more occasions where we were in the final third and we made the right decisions, rather than say in the Arsenal game or in the Newcastle game where we had too many where we didn't play the right pass at the right time. In the 67th minute, though, possibly the most important part of this game overall, we gave the ball away, we let a cross come in, and Sharda, the Brentford striker, got above everybody. Nobody really challenged him. Got a great downward header into the bottom right-hand corner. And Vicario, who I've given stick for the way he's attacked crosses, the way he's attacked set pieces today and all season, he got across his goal and made a fantastic, flying, one-handed save, keeping it out, keeping Spurs in the lead. And at 67 minutes, if that had gone in, you'd have to say the momentum would have been with Brentford. The fans would have got on Tottenham's back, and it could have been a very horrible rest of the afternoon. However, 85th minute, with just 5 minutes to go of normal time, Spurs gave the ball away in their own half, and it looked like Brentford were going to come at us. But Destiny Udogie comes out of nowhere, takes everything with a brilliant recovery tackle. And as a result, Spurs are attacking through the middle. Romero with a beautiful weighted ball first. And then Sonny, who's through in the middle, scans, looks to his left, sees that Maddison's made a great run, plays a perfectly weighted ball to Maddison through the defender's legs. Maddis takes a touch or two and then dinks the on-rushing keeper, Flecken. 3-1 Tottenham, game over. Pow! 3 points, Brentford put to sleep, and it wasn't easy. Any Thomas Frank side will do difficult things. They will make it difficult for you wherever you are, especially like they did last week against Man City at the Etihad. And Tottenham did well to win that game. It is as simple as that. Just got a few more super chats to go through by the end of this. Andrew says, don't understand why Ange Ball has to have all the bad stuff as well as the good. Vicario antics, weak set pieces in both boxes, brain fade everywhere. What I would say about that, and thank you so much for the super chat, what I would say is Ange is so single-minded about being on the front foot all the time that I think his idea is to basically be 3 or 4 goals up by the time the opposition team have any chance of even getting any momentum up. But I agree with you, there are always difficult moments in these Spurs games, and some of it comes from that, but some of it will come from the fact that the players are young and raw and getting used to it, and they're being asked to do crazy things. You talk about Vicario's antics, he's literally being asked to play this way. So there is nothing else that he can really do than do it the way that Ange Postecoglou asks him. He's got to improve from set pieces, that is a given, but he will. He also, for a goalkeeper, 27 years old, pretty young, and he made vital saves today. As a shot stopper, I'd actually say he's second to none. If we still had Hugo Lloris in goal in his latter days, we'd be struggling right now because he threw in far too many. But he is a liability from set pieces still, Vicario, and he should maybe have been sent off today. So Spurs have to count themselves incredibly lucky. V. Scard has written in, says, stupid American here. Can anyone explain why Brentford had more possession? We played well, but stylistically, we should have more possession, right? Well, I think we were just a little bit more brave on the ball today, and that's why our possession numbers were relatively level with Brentford's. And frankly, I'd rather us win 3-1 and have a level set of possession than I would the last few results where we've had far more possession than our opposition, but lost the games. So my overall takeaway, a huge win for Tottenham Hotspur, absolutely vital while people were starting to get on the back of Ange Postecoglou. It was really good to hear the fans getting behind the team at the end of the and the manager at the end of the game there. And so pleased for Dominic Solanke and Brennan Johnson to get goals in this game. That should lift their confidence no end.